Hi everyone, Grace Joy here. I want to share an experience that I had in Bok Towers in Lake Wales, Florida, just last week. But before I do that, I want to prefix it by sharing some information that I had gotten recently. And it's really related to the incredible experience that I had at Bok Tower. It was an amazing place. There was just beautiful things. There's so many beautiful things that happened there, which I'm going to share with you and all. And it all has to do with nature. It has to do with our connection with nature, our connection with Gaia itself, which is an energetic entity that has agreed to support human life here for eons of time so that we could evolve spiritually. And it's done a really great job of that. Not that humanity has done a really good job at cooperating, but the earth, Gaia, has given us everything that we've needed to survive and to thrive. Not just survive, but to thrive on this planet, on this classroom that we're in right now. And in some ways we have thrived on it. In other ways we have abused it. And it's calling us now to reconnect in so many different ways with the Gaia itself. As Gaia is ascending, Gaia doesn't really need our help in ascending, but it's raising its frequencies, because it's done what it's come here to do, what it volunteered to do. People, I don't think people really realize that Gaia has a consciousness. It has a consciousness as well, and it has the ability to choose how it wants to use its energy. And it has chosen to support humanity for such a long time. And now it's coming to an end at the level on which it was working with on supporting us, and is raising into a higher frequency so that it can take its next step in its evolutionary spiral upwards as well. So this is where we're at right now. Humanity still has free will choice. We can choose to spiral upward into the higher frequencies with Gaia and continue to grow that way. We can continue to stay in duality, because Gaia is breaking free from duality now. And mankind has a choice on what they want to do. Those that want to stay in this duality world, then they can do that. There'll just be another planet that they'll go to that will support where they're at in their conscious evolution, their programming. So there's nothing wrong with that. Those that choose to ascend, spiral upward with Gaia and break free from the matrix and evolve into a higher way of being in a cooperative manner, communicating in higher aspects, higher learning more, or I should say awakening to the more telepathic means of communication, working one with the earth in this elevated state. We have opportunities to do that. We have opportunities to open up to new gifts that are coming online. So everybody has a choice. Everybody is going to shift. No matter what, whether you're going to go to another planet to live out their life where you're at, where your consciousness is at now, or if you choose to raise your frequency and your vibration now so that you can easily shift with Gaia going up this evolutionary pathway that it's going on right now. So I want to bring that out because this is really going to be the main theme of what my experience was in Lake Wales at Bok Towers, which was quite profound. I hadn't ever experienced anything like this before. I'm being told that I must, at this point, share all the experiences that I have, because what one person experiences, everybody feels it on a conscious or unconscious level. They're experiencing as well the same experience to get the lessons, the wisdom from it that they need to get from it. So this isn't really unique to me. This was an experience that I had, that all humanity has an opportunity to go through now. But again, you get to make the choice on whether you want to really go through this experience or not. I'm happy to share it with you. Anything that I can do to be of service to humanity, that's my work, that's my goal, it's what I've done my whole life, and that's what I'll continue to do. I've just been asked to take it to another level now, and I have been asked to share everything that I go through now with all of humanity. Whoever is open to receive it can receive it now. So this is what's coming up. Enjoy the story. It's a true tale. It is my experience. And I ask you this though. I'm asking you not to so much listen to the words. I'm asking you to feel the experience. Feel the story as I express it to you. Get your heart settled. Get into that higher aspect of your being. And just because we're moving into feeling so much more than left brain, analytical, thinking through, analyzing everything and all, shifting into the heart center where you're feeling information. Telepathic communication is all about feeling the energy, vibration, frequencies of everything, because there are no misunderstandings, miscommunications in telepathic communication. It's my favorite way to communicate with people. It doesn't always work, but it is my favorite way to communicate with people. So just feel the experience as I walk you through it, as though you're there as well, going through this experience, and you'll get a lot out of it that way. Thank you so much. Enjoy.
Stephen, my friend and confidant, who I have known for many years, arrived at the airport very late in the evening. I had decided to book a hotel for that night so that we could get a good night's sleep and start off early the next morning for what would be a whirlwind of travel across the east and Gulf coasts of Florida over the next week, meeting up with numerous communities to learn more about their passions and what they hope to accomplish, as well as what their desired contribution to humanity's evolution as a whole would look like to them. I had already spent a week in South Carolina, visiting the marshlands and nature parks, taking in all the beauty that surrounded me before it was time to meet up with Stephen. So I was already immersed in the energies of nature, in a state of peace, gratitude, and joy for those moments and what lie ahead. I even did a couple sunrise videos showing off the beauty of my surroundings that I awakened to each morning. At that time, I did not realize just how important the time spent here would end up being the setup for what was to come. The first place Stephen wanted us to visit was Bach Tower in Lake Wales, Florida. He had already been there several times, and it had an impact on him, and he wanted to share everything it had to offer with me. Since this was my first time here, we went into the visitor center to gather some in-depth info about this beautiful sanctuary. I could have spent hours in here alone. There was so much to learn. Finally, we left the center and began to take in the full beauty that surrounded us, aligning with the frequencies which were expressed in abundant ways. Flowers, very ancient trees, waterways filled with lily pads, fish, frogs, etc., animals, and beautiful landscapes. And finally, the Bach Tower, surrounded by a moat filled with koi fish and exquisite trees that reached up to the heavens. The Bach Tower stands 205 feet tall, towering over the whole landscape of this grand estate. Besides its beauty, the tower holds 60 carillon bells and is sometimes referred to as the Singing Tower. The majestic carillon plays 30-minute bell concerts every day at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. All of nature around these carillon bells have listened and felt the frequencies for 100 years now. This brings me to my incredible experience here that I feel compelled to share, as one person experiences all can benefit from if their hearts are open to it. So sit back, and as I said earlier, allow each breath to pull you gently into your heart center so that you can feel the experience and make the connections as I have. And so we begin. Before the singing tower began its concert, I was already feeling the energy of my surroundings pretty strongly. I was drawn to a particular ancient tree that seemed to touch the heavens and was next to the moat that surrounded the tower. After greeting this beautiful tree, I began to lean into it with my back. I felt into its energies right away and began to feel my nervous system being touched by the tree's energies. Strangely, the energies began to move my body as though it was adjusting my energetic nervous system to its own. I had experienced this once before the previous year under other circumstances, so I was familiar with this process of integration. I allowed the process to continue and was grateful for it. I could feel the vastness of my surroundings and the tree's relationship to it. I was feeling so connected to the energies of this ancient tree. I let go of all awareness of movement in time and space. In that moment, it was just the ancient tree and me. Then suddenly, the carillon bells began filling the air with their frequencies, and the tones began to bellow out, filling all space and communicating far and wide with all life around them. This suddenly took everything to another level. The tree was now communicating to me to turn around and face it and lean my body into it. I then began to feel the tree draw me into it tighter and tighter, and I felt like it wanted to pull my whole body into it completely. As soon as I realized that, it stopped, as though it heard my thoughts. And then instead, my soul was taken inside the trunk of the tree. I was now in the tree and was amazed at how it felt and the energies I could see from within the tree trunk. Imagine 1,000,000 pointer beads of light sparkling everywhere, twinkling on and off as though they were communicating with each other. It felt amazing, and I was in awe. Then suddenly as I was pulled into the tree, I was now taken down into the root system of the tree. It went in every direction and we moved fast, and it felt like my whole energetic nervous system was now connected to not only the root system of this tree, but rather to the whole networking system of the forest. My energetic nervous system was now one with every bit of life beneath the earth's surface. Words could never come close to expressing the wonder and the fullness of this moment. I don't even know how long it went on. There was no awareness of time. I was overwhelmed with joy and gratitude for such a sacred ceremony, as this is what it felt like to me. I completely surrendered to all of this. I could see the whole networking system. I think it was the most fascinating thing I'd ever seen or felt of the earth. I have never felt so connected with the earth than in this moment. Eventually, I found myself back outside of the tree, but on some level still completely connected with the underworld of Earth and its whole communication network. It is pure, clean, precise. It is energy, not fragmented energy, but rather energy in its purest, most complete expression, where there can be no misinterpretations. This is true, pure telepathic communication, and I felt like the earth itself was inviting me into a greater and deeper awareness of the oneness of as above, so below. It is true. As Stephen will attest to that, I cried. How could I not? I was so overwhelmed. I couldn't even put into words when Stephen asked me what my experience was, for he knew I must have had an amazing experience. I felt connected to Mother Gaia in a way that I had never felt before. Later that evening, we arrived at our next location, our permaculture farm in Brooksville, Florida. There we reconnected with our friends Rain and Dominique, the farm directors. As we settled in for the night, I was still so full of energy and in a state of heightened awareness. The next morning, I was up before the sun and walked around this 10-acre farm and began to greet nature as I always do. This time, however, nature greeted me, letting me know that they already knew of my frequencies and welcomed me as part of them. What a surprise and excitement at the same time as to the speed of information that takes place throughout nature. It was certainly confirmed that throughout the root systems of nature, everything was connected and communicating perfectly and with such speed. Their greeting felt like an exclamation mark on this whole event, and I will be forever grateful to have been gifted in such a way. Stephen and I had decided that our purpose for coming to Florida was to connect with the people of various communities to get a sense of what their hopes and dreams were for each community and how we could help bring people and communities together and how better to reach out to the locals and bring awareness on a local level. With the experience with nature, however, it now became clear that nature itself was the community we were to connect with, and the people were the supporting characters. With much love from Mother Gaia and myself, I can only hope that you too feel, in some part, the energies of this experience. For as it was given to me, it was given to you as well. What I experienced here, everyone can experience in their own local community. Namaste.
Hello. I hope you enjoyed the presentation as it was presented to you, and I hope you got the message from it. It is humanity connecting with Mother Gaia. Such sweet, beautiful, feminine energy. Taking the lead now. I'm surrounded by Gunpowder State Park in Maryland, surrounded by all the woods out here, just enjoying nature. I find myself being in nature so much more in the last few years than I think I really had been. It's like I can't get enough. I just want to be out here all the time. I am going to, as you'll see, as more and more videos come out, you'll see that Stephen and I spend a lot of time in permaculture farms, interviewing people, connecting with the land more and more and more, especially these ancient trees. Just so beautiful. So the energy is just so wonderful to be in. I've been to so many different mountains throughout my life, and every single one of them has a different energy to it. I don't know, if you don't spend time out in nature, start going out in nature a bit. Explore the different mountains, feel the energy, get more into feeling the energy, vibration, frequency of everything. Don't just use your 5 senses that you have. Start using the other senses that you have that come from the higher aspect of who you are. You'll begin to get a whole new awareness and understanding about what this planet is all about, what our purpose is here, the lessons that we learn from it, how we communicate. I mean, the networking that nature has is absolutely amazing. And I understand the networking of the universe. with a thought, you can be anywhere in any moment, which is so cool. But the networking, to be inside and to have my whole nervous system and energetic field just pulled right into the trunk of the tree and just be pulled right down into the under earth, and all the energy, all the networking that goes on, it's connected to everything else on the planet, and to be pulled into that was such an amazing experience. And like I said before, whatever I experienced, this experience is for everybody. So everybody's welcome to open their hearts and receive this same experience and really get connected with the planet itself in a whole new level that you may not have ever even thought of before. It's my first time just being drawn into the whole root system, into the whole networking system of the earth itself, of life itself. It was an incredible experience. So if you have questions, you want to know more about the planet, there's lots of places you can go to get resources, I'm sure. But if you have any questions, you can reach out to me at wisdomheartconnections@gmail.com. Ask me any questions you want, or put comments below the video, and I'll reach back out to you, respond to you, do as much as I can to give you whatever answers that you need that'll help you continue to move forward. Suggestions. If you want to feel I have to say this because this is like coming into my mind like the third time now, so I have to say this. If you want to explore different mountains and you want to explore what Grandfather God energy feels like, go to the Grand Tetons. Go out into Wyoming and the Grand Tetons and in those mountains and everything and all. The first time I went out there, and every time that I go out there, it just felt like my first experience was just feeling like Grandfather God just wrapped his energy around me. It was just holding me. It was just such an amazing feeling. Every mountain range has a different energy to offer. So next time you go out into nature or you go hiking in the mountains and everything and all, open yourself up, be aware of the energy that's being presented to you and given to you in the mountains. It's just such a beautiful thing. Anyway, reach out to me. Come on to check out our Instagram site. We have Berkeley Springs Healing Center Instagram. We have Wisdom Heart Foundation Instagram. We have the YouTube channel, Wisdom Heart Connections, I think. You'll find us. You can go on our website, wisdomheartfoundation.org, and check out some information on there. There's lots of places you can find us. So, but again, the email address is wisdomheartconnections@gmail.com. You have any questions, comments, you can send them to me. If there's some other topic, as we continue to go along on this journey of raising our vibrations and consciousness and moving forward, and opening up these gifts that are coming online to us, just let me know. I'll put out information, whatever it is that the desire is of humanity right now. I'm here to help in any way I can. So, God bless. Love you all. Ciao.
Thank you, Mr. Bach, for your tower. Surrounded all around by the power of the earth to give birth to feelings deep inside of great worth that blossom in my heart like a flower. Plants have the power to inspire, music that is sung by a choir. May they never cease to release this power that can lead to world peace, that men to God's love may aspire. A garden is filled with delight, a remedy for man's earthly plight. Worldly strife is a knife that threatens his life, but a garden yields heavenly delight.